Record.
It's 5 minutes after 6, isn't it?
Yes. What did I say?
You said after 4. And I
Oh, it's 4.
And
4 minutes after. That's what I meant to say.
It is.
Good evening, everyone. This is Cricket Lot. I'm your host this evening for our Healthy Lifestyle Call. And it is Monday, May the 9th, 2022. And we are going to be talking tonight about carnivores versus herbivores and the differences in their eating and anatomy. So we're going to start right in here. So go ahead. What was the question?
Oh, the question is, when you say carnivores versus herbivores, do you mean people or do you mean the lower animals?
You're right side up. We are going to decide what people should be by the end.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yep. So
I think I know the answer, but already.
Okay. All right, cool. Some people do think we're omnivores, but we're just going to do carnivores and herbivores. So of course, carnivores eat only meat. It does, and for carnivores, it doesn't come nicely already cut up and skin taken off and all that stuff like this picture is. Did the picture change for you guys? Are you seeing a meat and a veggie picture? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I don't have any picture at all.
Well, if you're on the phone, you won't.
Oh, well, that's why then. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And of course, herbivores only eat plant materials. So we are going to talk about the differences in anatomy between the two. So for facial muscles, herbivores have complex facial muscles. We can smile, we can blink. Well, we can blink. You know, we can do all kinds of stuff with our face. Carnivores have reduced facial muscles. So your dog and your cat, they look kind of like they're smiling sometimes, but mostly they can't do much expressions with their facial muscles. Okay. The jaw point on a herbivore is above the plane of the molars. So here you can see, here's the jaw joint right here. And here's the molars. So the jaw joint is definitely above the molars. I could not find a picture of a carnivore jaw, but think about your dog. Their jaw is hinged like right in the middle of their teeth. So that's where their jaw joint is, right here on the same level as their molars. Okay, their mouth to head ratio on the herbivores, the mouth to head ratio is small. So when you open your mouth, you have a lot more head here. When a carnivore opens his mouth, there's mostly mouth. So not a lot of head. Think about a lion when it roars and opens its mouth. It like practically, his head is practically invisible. So that's the mouth to head ratio. Okay, on incisors, on a carnivore, these are sharply pointed. And on herbivores, they're just moderately pointed. And you can see ours are moderately pointed. And our incisors, oops, we did that. Our canine teeth, oh, these are canines, sorry. These are our incisors in the front here. So these are flat, and on carnivores, they're pointed. And then the canine teeth are long and pointy. And ours are sort of pointy, depending on the person, but not as pointy as like a needle. I mean, you could make a needle out of this lion's teeth, and you couldn't do that with a human's teeth. And our molars, see all the way back in here, all the molars are jagged. If you look at your dog or your cat, all of their teeth are sharp and pointy, and ours are flat, like these, flat here, whoops. And here's a better picture. See how these carnivores, all these teeth are pointy all the way back, all their molars are pointy. And herbivores have these flat teeth like we have. So rub your tongue along the back of your teeth. It's all a flat surface, just like a tabletop. And our chewing capacity, we have a very high chewing capacity. Chew, chew, chew. Did your mom used to say, chew your food 30 times before you swallow? Yep. But carnivores, I used to just throw my dog a chicken wing, a raw chicken wing, or a raw chicken back. Chomp, chomp, swallow. Chomp, chomp, swallow. No chewing involved. Before I started feeding her the way she's supposed to eat, I would say to her, dang, why don't you chew that, girl? But no, she's not meant to chew. She's meant to break it in small enough pieces to go down her throat and swallow. And why is that? Because they have a almost practically straight, it's very little curves in it, intestinal tract. So this is their small intestine, and here's their large intestine. Okay, our small intestine keeps winding back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it goes into the large intestine, which makes a complete circle around before it goes out the anal canal. So they're meant to get that food through their system quickly. It's very, very acidic. So it will dissolve that meat, those fur, those bones, everything that they eat, and get out quickly. Our food is meant to go slowly through our digestive tract so we can get as much nutrition as possible out of the plant material. So it takes a long time. So think about if you left a piece of meat on the counter on 100-degree day. So when you eat meat and your body temperature is 98.6 degrees, it's kind of not doing too well going through your digestive tract there. The other difference in the carnivore versus herbivore, herbivores can detoxify vitamin A. And there's no vitamin A in animal foods, or very little. And there's lots of vitamin A in fruits and veggies and grasses and greens and that kind of thing. And herbivores can detoxify vitamin A. So it's another reason why herbivores are plant eaters. Okay, the urine of a herbivore is moderately concentrated. A carnivore, the urine is extremely concentrated. If you've ever had bald spots in your grass where your dog pees every time, highly concentrated urine, right? Yeah. Okay, our nails are blunt. and flat. That's so you can pick berries. You can pull up plants. Carnivores are sharp and pointy so they can grab their prey and hold them down while those sharp teeth rip and tear. If we had to hunt with just our bodies, we would definitely be herbivores because we don't have the capacity without tools to capture an animal and eat it for the most part. I mean, our bodies are not set up with the right tools for that. And so herbivores include giraffes, goats, cows, deer. Carnivores include lions, jaguars, tigers, hyenas, leopards, etc. And so here's kind of a recap. So would you think that humans are carnivores or herbivores?
Herbivore.
Herbivores, yeah. And Brenda, are you on, Brenda? Brenda told me the other day that she when she just recently rededicated herself to a herbivore diet, and her cholesterol numbers went down 70 points. She didn't say over what period of time, if that was 6 months or a year or what it was, but her cholesterol went down because there's no cholesterol in plant products, right? Only in animal products. So definitely a testimony for the herbivore diet. And like I say, here's a recap. Obtaining food. Carnivores have strong pointy claws or talons, and herbivores have flat nails to protect your fingers. For eating, carnivores have a large mouth. Their jaw doesn't open to a wide angle. Oh, another thing we can do, we can move our jaw back and forth like that. Your dog can't do that. They can only do this. Versus, simple jaw muscles for expanded opening and swallowing food whole, sharp pointed incisors, long, sharp curved canines, and sharp jagged molars. That's for the carnivores. For the herbivores, small opening, jaws open to a wide angle, develop jaw muscles for extensive chewing, broad flat incisors, dull short canines, and flattened molars with cusps for grinding up those plant materials. And then carnivores' digestion, smooth, short digestive tracts, acidic pH balance, short, simple, smooth colon, liver can detoxify, I think this is backwards, cannot detoxify vitamin A, and very concentrated urine. And our herbivores' digestion, long, bumpy digestive tracts, alkaline pH balance, long, soculated colon, liver can detoxify vitamin A, and moderately concentrated urine. So, what do you think is better for your heart? This lovely heart or this lovely heart with the great fresh from the garden tomatoes and cucumbers and lettuce, and or this fat saturated chunk of meat here? Doesn't it just make your mouth salivate? Oh, so pretty quick and short presentation. Did anybody have any questions? Any
I think
discussion? Yeah, go ahead, Joyce.
I think we can eat meat, but it's cooked like make a broth. I don't eat a chunk of meat, but I eat the meat broth or soup with
Okay.
bone. Yeah, and I cook it for 4 hours and leave it in the pot for maybe 4 or 5 hours. Then later on, I just filter out the meat and drink the soup or the broth.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
That
have
way,
lots of bones in there too?
Yeah, if with bones, that's good because of the
Yeah.
calcium in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, that's okay too. And the
Yeah.
meat, the will break down into mineral amino acids, and then
Okay.
the body can easily absorb it. And
Yeah.
I don't eat the meat, so I don't have this kind of toxins in the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fish, the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So greens have all the amino acids we need for building bones and muscle. People say you need meat for the amino acids, but Victoria Botinko used to say, if you were making yourself a new suit, would you go out and buy a suit, and a used suit, and cut it all down and then make a new suit out of it? No, you get a new bolt of material and make a suit out of that. And that's kind of like eating meat. You have to break it all down into the amino acids. So that's kind of what you're doing with the just eating the broth, cooking it down and getting the amino acids out. And then if you eat the greens or the fruits and vegetables that have the amino acids in it, then you're building from brand new material and making your own muscles and bones. So yeah. You know, everybody has their kind of adapted way that they like to eat that feels good for them. I know my testimony is the opposite direction as Brenda's. Since my husband had a stroke, he used to cook his own food, and now I'm cooking for both of us, and it's a lot of effort to make 2 different meals. So I've been eating more like him, and my cholesterol has gone up. So so I definitely need to get back on track on eating more plant-based. Yeah. Because doctors used to be astounded at what my cholesterol levels were. So definitely need to get the meat and cheese and dairy out of my diet again.
Yeah, my testimony is I stopped eating meat since February after my husband went back to China. And then he came back at April 21st. In 2 months, I lost 10 pounds. I don't eat any meat. I don't eat any meat, just the vegetables and sometimes some eggs and maybe a little bit of fish. The meat broth, what I said is after he came back, he eat meat, then I couldn't resist. I said, okay, I'll just eat the broth. I'm not going to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes filter out the fat on the top of the broth. That's the drink. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I try to maintain the diet that is suited for me. But after he came back, you know, the beer and the wine and the goodies.
It's hard when there's another person in the house. Yeah, that's not eating the same as you.
Yeah, he will say, okay, have a drink, I'll have a sip. Whenever he drinks something, he will give me some. Yeah. And the same thing with the meat.
Yeah. All right. Janice, any questions or comments from your end? Nope. *6 to unmute, Janice.
Star 6 on you. Yeah, I got it. No, I don't have any questions. I'm enjoying your talk about how, unfortunately, your cholesterol went up after you are eating with your husband.
Yeah. Oh, Maxine, is that you? Star 6 to unmute.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Any
Yes.
comments from your side?
No, I've had the experience of really staying with the vegetables and the plant-based diet, and it really does work for lowering
Good.
all those vital numbers.
Uh-huh.
And
Good.
again, when you're doing family things, you usually end up kind of getting back to doing what they do.
Yes, that's for sure. That is for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. The
Oh,
wisdom is in staying with the
Yeah.
plant-based diet.
yeah.
My
Yep.
question, though, has always been, should you for a lifetime not integrate other kinds of things like putting meat and eggs and that kind of thing back into your diet? Is that what's recommended?
No, I don't think
No.
so. No. If you read things like the China study, Live to Be 100 by John Robbins,
Okay.
the Robbins son. That's from Baskin and Robbins. His dad is the Robbins and Baskin and Robbins.
Oh,
And
yes.
he has a couple books, Diet for a New America, all plant-based, and Live to Be 100 explores the different cultures where there's a disproportionate number of people that are over 100 years old than the rest of the world, and they're still active and have their teeth, and they're sexually active, and they're out there, trudging up the mountains and back down again every day, and at 100 and 102 and 110. So
Yeah.
those are all plant-based cultures. So
I think that's the blue. That's the blue zones, Cricket.
right, exactly. Yep.
I love that book because I listened to that already. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So Monica, what's been your experience? Anything you have to share?
Well, I'm a recovering ice cream addict. 40 years almost daily on it.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
I know it's terrible. That's a true addiction. But I in January decided I was going to go on plant-based, no sugar and no meat. And I don't eat pork and shellfish and things like that anyways, but that was a transition, just getting off sugar. 2 weeks of bad headache and all of the other side effects stuff, but I felt great afterwards. The energy level just spiked. So right now I'm doing a few other things, but I am integrating more of a plant-based going forward forever, just because I just think it's the way to go.
Yeah. Are your kids eating that way too?
Well, my 13-year-old, he eats what I eat and doesn't mind. He will even ask to eat healthy. Whereas the others, they are on lobster and everything else, pork, like their father. So, but the youngest one, he's like, Mom, I'd like a salad. And then he'll even eat healthy things on the salad. So he's real good with that.
That's cool.
So even with sugar, he'll forego the sugar and limit what he eats. So it's like, I'm so grateful, that I don't have to worry about that. But he'll eat a burger. In the times that I do eat any meat, I try to do a grass-fed if it's beef.
Okay,
and that helps. I feel better on a grass-fed, but I like meat a little bit, but I could pass. It's not that good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and I am embarrassed to say, oh yeah.
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I have known you for years, and I'm telling you, your skin is beautiful. You look
Oh, thank you.
amazing.
Thank
So
you.
your way of eating is working.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yay. I'm embarrassed to say I forgot who is the 388 phone number.
That's me, Cricket, Gwen Fitzgerald.
Gwen, yes, Gwen. I know you told me who it was when you came on and then I forgot. So what can you share with us?
Well,
Anything?
yeah, I think I can. I've been vegetarian for 37 years, and that was for moral purposes, because I think it's wrong to hurt an animal or to eat cadaver. And up until, so in those 37 years, the only time I ever went to a doctor was because I had cataracts, and I had to have cataract surgery removal. So I've been pretty healthy, and I cleaned houses, which is a very hard job, physically challenging. I cleaned houses till I was 73, and I'm 80 now. And I've been pretty healthy on a vegetarian diet.
Good for you. Thank you. Thank you for that story. And Deborah, tell us about your lifestyle.
Well, since I'm a full-time traveler, I eat a lot of Young Living food, but when we get to a fruit farmer's market or a grocery store locally, I just pick up the fruits, the vegetables, all the good healthy stuff that's supposed to be. But then you have birthdays and we just binge a little bit or go see family, and we just kind of do the Jesus thing, be where you're at, enjoy, and just walk away and cleanse.
Yeah.
But we've noticed, since we have spent more time one-on-one traveling without a lot of other people around us, it's less likely for us to go off what we usually do. People know that I don't do dairy. Most people know that I only eat the healthier. If I'm going to do a fish or something, it's the really healthy stuff, but not many. So when I go to visit people, I'm just like I'm very selective, but at least most of them don't give me a hard time. Only a few have. Otherwise, when we're off traveling and stuff, I bring my own food or my own smoothie or my own salad, and I'm good to go.
Cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
You guys have taught me a lot.
Cool. Yeah, Monica.
Go ahead.
No, there you go.
I find it funny, just to piggyback on what Deborah said. All those years, my ice cream was my vice, but other than that, I eat healthy. And my friends used to laugh at me for my healthy eating. Now they're all on medications. I'm on nothing.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Now they're starting to eat healthier, and they're like, oh, I wish I would have listened about this and this. And I'm like, so it's interesting. They egged me on so bad for years, but now they're eating a lot of what I'm eating.
Yeah.
I'll be 62 this year, and everybody thinks I'm in my 40s.
I'm turning 50 this year, and I don't feel like it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I still roller skate and build snowmen.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
We just get back on a hike. That's why it was late, because I was like, oh no, it's health class tonight.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, my son, who I had when I was 25, I keep telling him things like, okay, when we pass, here's this thing and here's what you do with this. And he goes, I don't know why you're telling me all that stuff. You're going to live way beyond me. So, and he's on like 5 medications at 45 and I'm on none. So yeah, at 70. So, yep, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're my goal.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Okay, any other questions, comments, things you want to throw in?
Yes. This is
Gwen, go ahead.
This is Gwen. I knew somebody who was vegan, raised vegan, and had children who were vegan, and there were problems with iron insufficiency in the people's in their diet.
Oh,
Can
uh-huh.
you talk about that? I mean,
okay.
the one girl had to go to the doctor, and it was very, very serious because her iron levels were so low. And I lost track of those people. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
For me to get iron, I do use cast iron cookware probably every day. Plus I take supplements. But I mean, do you have anything to add about the intake of iron if you're vegan or even vegetarian? Thanks, Cricket.
Well, supplements are good for that. And for me, a huge portion of your diet needs to be greens. And that's where you'll get your iron and your calcium. So green smoothies, salads, it's hard to chew them good enough. So the green smoothies are a good substitute because it's already, it's all blended up. The greens are blended up. You can eat a lot more greens at one sitting in a green smoothie. I go through one of those 1 pound containers of greens in about a half a week. So, getting a lot of greens in is definitely important. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cricket. That was very helpful.
Yeah.
And when I was going through menopause a few years back, I was bleeding profusely for a good 90 days. And I was just researching what can I do because I wasn't eating enough greens. I was probably eating more meat at that point. And I looked up, it was that old-fashioned molasses. So I was taking a spoonful of that every day. And when I went to the doctor, she's like, I don't understand why you're not anemic. It was that molasses.
Thank
so
you.
I get enough from the greens. Try the molasses.
There you go. Okay.
And
you can put that in your
ask you some questions.
So you could put that in your smoothies as the sweetener too. Nice.
That's helpful too. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, very helpful.
And also, I think the beets, the red ones, and even the beet greens contains a higher iron. Yeah, and also cherry, the darker color, and the dates and the jujubes, as like a red on the outside, but that contains higher iron too, and also brown sugar, darker brown sugar. The color with the red or deep red have a higher iron.
Higher iron. Okay. Yeah. The brown sugar, that would be the molasses that's added to the white sugar to make it brown. So I just go with the molasses and skip the because the brown sugar nowadays is it's not as healthy as the brown sugar they used to have. So
I see.
The molasses, yeah.
The beets can drink the beet juice.
Beet juice, beet juice.
Can I ask a question here? How long were you going through menopause for when you were eating so good?
I was not eating well. But I don't know. I've been on other supplements for years. And so my menopause didn't last very long. I think I was in menopause for maybe 2-3 years tops, where I was getting the cold sweat, the breakout sweats.
Right here.
It went really fast, but I used a cream called Wild Yam to manage the hot flashes.
Yeah.
My Progestins Plus from Young Living is doing much better now that I'm taking it. So
that's good. Yeah.
That's all I need to do, I think. So that's why I thought I'd ask you, because I've just been in and out of the heat surges. It's going down faster now.
Those were miserable. I feel bad. I've got friends that have been in menopause for 20 years.
Oh my.
I know. It's nuts. And I'm like, they won't take the Wild Yam. And I'm like, it regulates. But, some people, they just want to be on medications. And I'm like, no, thanks. I'm past that now.
Yeah.
My grains I wanted to ask you.
There you go.
Hey, Cricket, she's all healthy.
You're
and she's
muted.
fat.
You're muted.
I wanted
Maxwell.
to ask if, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to ask if the recipes are still available on a website. I haven't been
Yes,
able to find them lately. What is it under now?
yes. It's the official website name is livinghighho.com. But if you do cricketlot.com,
Yes.
it'll bring you to Living High Ho.
Okay.
And you can see my name spelled right there, 1 T in cricket, 2 T's in lot. So tons and tons of recipes on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put it in
I
the
had lost
chat.
track of that and wanted to get
Yeah.
back to them. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there you go.
I just put it in the chat.
She just,
chat for you guys.
Deborah put it in the chat, so. Jean,
Good.
did you have any comments? We're
Well,
just about done.
I want to concur about the iron because I get all my calcium from kale, and my husband makes me green juices. If you put all the greens you can think of in juice with some lemon and some ginger, it's a great taste. It's a wonderful taste.
Okay.
And I guess I only found that by accident anyway, by trying things. And that's the thing, is we have to find things that taste good to us.
Yes, exactly.
And so I even mix all my juices together. I mix like the beet juice. He does little beet juice. It's good for your kidneys. And carrot juice is good for your eyes and for your immune system. And so he makes the green combination. And then he makes I'm talking about my husband. My husband is the reason I have this wonderful diet of the juices, because he's willing to make them for me every week.
Yay.
Because he says, number one, he says my skin is softer.
Oh.
Greens make your skin softer. I don't know if you realize that, especially wheatgrass. And so I also grow wheatgrass, and so once in a while I'll spend I'll have a little bit extra green stuff like that, and he'll just juice it all. So it's really because he says, I can see what it does for you, and that you are living longer than anybody in your family, and I want to keep you around
Nice.
as long as possible. So
Nice.
praise God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And you should continue to do your sprouting, guys. I mean, you can't get vitamin C any better than that, fresh from those sprouts. And and we've been given all these wonderful ideas and recipes, and it'll be fun to watch people grow younger.
Yes, exactly. All right. Any last minute comments or questions? Joyce, when are you presenting for us?
I just want to ask you guys, can we meet in person in June? Or if not,
I'm okay. I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear.
Okay, cool.
But I will let you know.
Yeah, I want to talk about the food around us and also herbs. I'll talk about 3 trees of the like wines or something, and the white pines, how to use it, the needles, and then the pollens and the young shoots as a food and also as herb, and the Chippewa pine tree, and also grapes, the leaves, the wines, and if we can pick the wild grapes, how to use them, juice them, or make a jam. And then the mulberry tree, we can see it all around us, how to use the leaves. And then when it's young, how to use it. After frost, how to use it for our own health. And also the fruits, how to make a jam or dry fruits or juice out of it. And also the branches, the roots, the inner barks, the medicinal properties.
Okay,
and
Joyce, don't spoil it. You don't have to tell us everything right now.
Okay.
But I do want to say, if I'm not able to be in the area, could somebody record, Zoom it for me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've gotten so many people on that are from long distances. We're gonna have to continue Zoom while we're doing in person, because
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If Zoom is better, that's okay. I can bring
No,
the other
no,
material.
no,
Oh,
no, we'll
we
do
wanna
in
meet
person. Yeah, we
person,
want to
but we
have a
still love to
potluck.
have-
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
have
So
a
what-
hybrid. Yeah,
so what
hybrid.
I'm gonna find out is whether they let us have a picnic on the front porch of the church that we were meeting at, and then we'll go inside for the presentation.
So why
Yeah.
can't we eat inside?
yeah.
Well, they
And
don't,
also,
they made a rule that I think it's the higher up church that made the rule, the institutional church that said that they couldn't, that they made the rule. And most of the people in the church are older too.
okay.
So that might be.
Because of COVID, or?
Yeah, well, because they just want to be more sanitary so that people aren't passing anything at all,
Yeah.
including COVID, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I'll tell this is about the trees, and another is on the ground is dandelions, plantains, clover. How to use them, how
Oh,
to
that'll be good.
make dishes out of them, and also when we're sick or the body needed help, how to use them. Yeah.
That's
Okay, great.
For all year
Okay.
long. Yeah.
Joyce, you don't have to
Yeah.
tell us everything you're going to talk about right now. we're wrapping up here.
And if she doesn't get it all told us and she has to come back, we can do that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Is it best instead to meet at somebody's place, home and backyard instead of a facility? I mean, how many people do we think we're gonna have for it?
Well, we used to have quite a few. So, I mean, if we're going to be outside, I guess we could do that, but I'd rather not be outside, because in the summertime, there's going to be mosquitoes and bugs and all that stuff. So, yeah. So we'll see what they say. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right,
I'm
we'll go
just
from
throwing
there.
it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. We're going to stop the recording here.